Hi, and welcome to the character guide for this book, Legendborn. If you are here, that means you have read this book. You maybe don't remember who everyone is. You want to get some reminders before the follow up in the series, or perhaps you are caught up and you just kind of want to see the character growth over time. Once again, there will be spoilers. I'm going to go over physical descriptions, just general things we find out about these characters, as well as where they are at the end of this book. So if you have not read Legendborn yet, please leave now. So we're going to start off with Bree, who she is close with on her side, the root crafter community and everyone we meet in that regard. So obviously first is Brianna Bree Irene Matthews. She is the main character. Her ether/root abilities are a blood red color. She's tall, she's about 5'8". She's black. She has her mother's cheekbones and her father's full lips. She's outgoing, athletic. She has warm brown skin, dark tight curls, brown eyes, has her own branch of root that allows her to see raw root. And she built an after-Bree wall to hold in all the grief she had, and she just never acknowledges any of that grief. She's a medium from her maternal side. She was brought into the order in order to become a squire for the scion of Arthur, but as it turns out, she is the scion of Arthur, so her full title is Scion and Heir of King Arthur Pendragon of Britain, the son of Uther Pendragon, wielder of Caladfwlch, the blade Excalibur, and first ranked of the Round Table in the Shadowborn Holy War, which means she gets enhanced strength, intuition for battle strategy, the ability to wield Excalibur, a longsword, and also Arthur is left-handed, so now she can use her left hand. On the Wall of Ages, Arthur's stone is a pure white diamond. Then we have Alice Chen. This is Bree's best friend. She applied with her to the early college program at UNC Chapel Hill campus, and they both got accepted. So she has straight coal black hair. She's Taiwanese American, short and wiry, has observant eyes and a semi-permanent smirk. She's queer, and she wants to help Bree by keeping her dad updated on concerning things that Bree does/happen to her. Bree's parents are Edwin Simmons Matthews. That is Bree's dad. He's 5'8", the same height as Bree. He's stocky. He has skin a deep earthy brown color of fallen pine needles. He is protective of her, and he also owns a mechanic shop. Faye Ayola Carter is Bree's mom. She has a broad, toothy smile. Her signature scent is Verbona and Lemon. She has copper brown skin. She wears glasses. She was made uncomfortable by Patricia asking about practicing root together. She's a biology major and a chemistry minor. She's a scientist. She used her root to protect people during the 1995 gate incident on campus when she was 19, a sophomore, and she was friends with Natasha Kane. Dr. Patricia Hartwood is a therapist. She ends up being Bree's therapist. She has her undergrad degree from Carolina. She had a few classes with Bree's mom. She's black, has graying locks, she's stunning. She has warm, rich, earth-colored eyes, an oval face. She typically wears like crazy types of glasses, but the most that we see her in is bright yellow horn-rimmed glasses. She's a memory worker, and she agreed to teach Bree about root. Mariah is a young black woman. She's a few years older than Bree. She's a medium. She is a fellow practitioner, has large dark eyes, round glasses, red-brown skin. She's a junior, an art history major, and she studied abroad in Paris and got a curation and archival internship at Musée d'Orsay. And she also helps Bree with her root. We're going to go into like some minor characters that are mentioned on the root crafter community side. So we have Janice, who is a friend of Patricia during college. She's a reader, which means she can read auras. And she saw that Faye was a wild crafter after seeing Patricia and her talking on campus. We have Miss Hazel, who is a woman in the country that can read auras. So another reader. And she told Faye that Bree has no root affinity. Now on the ancestral side of the root community, so specifically we have from the first memory walk that Patricia takes Bree on with Patricia's ancestors, we have Louisa. So she lived in the time frame of 1865. She is Patricia's ancestor, and she's a middle-aged black woman. We have Mary, also during 1865. She is a root crafter. Her signature scent is honey. She's black, young, dark-skinned, elegant features, and she has yellow flames for her root color. Then we have Abby, also from the same memory, 1865. She is black, wide set doe eyes, thick and full tight curly hair, long lashes, heart-shaped bronze face, and she can't be more than 20. From the follow-up memory that Louisa takes Bree on from that memory, we have we have Pearl. So this is in 1815. Pearl is black. She just had a baby boy with 2 amber eyes, glowing and bright, a crossroads child because she messed with the red-eyed devil she met at the crossroads. She's 18 or 19, warm golden brown face, and she's gorgeous. And then Cecilia, also 1815 time frame. This is Louisa's grandmother, and she's Pearl's age. Then also in this is Betty, who appears to be in their late 20s, and Catherine, who's also in their late 20s. From that final memory walk that Patricia's ancestors are taking Bree on, Cecilia took her onto this next one. This is with Ruth. This is Patricia's sister. She has a straight brown bob. She graduated years prior to the current time that this novel is set in. She passed a few years ago, but she is the one that witnessed the gate being opened on campus. Now we have Bree's own ancestors that we hear about. So we have Mrs. Charles. This is Bree's grandmother. She has white hair, bronze skin, barely any wrinkles. They all have the same eyes, and she lives within Bree as she tries to contact the oldest mother for a short period of time. We have Jessie, who is a healer. She's 3 generations back in Bree's family, and Mrs. Charles brings her into Bree's body to heal Alice after Isaac gets to her. We have Vera, or Vera, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. She is the oldest mother. She has a glowing mahogany face, and she was the slave to Master Davis, and she is the one who originally created the blood craft, the curse on her family in order to escape. Now on the order side of things, we have Nick Davis. We come to know him as the scion of Arthur, who renounced his title but kind of took it back on to help Bree figure out what happened to her mom. But by the end, we obviously know he is the scion of the line of Lancelot. He's a second-year early college student, so he is 17. His scent is a laundry and cedar scent. He's tall. He's a white guy. He has tousled straw blonde hair, blue eyes. He is 4 inches taller than Bree, so he's 6 feet tall. He has broad shoulders and a narrow waist. He is technically a Reynolds, though, not a Davis, due to the Lorraine and Paul affair in the early 1800s. By the end, he's kidnapped by his dad and Isaac, and he has feelings for Bree. Selwyn Emrys Kane. So he is a Merlin, specifically a King's Mage to Nick. He has a small dark marble so black it absorbs light on the Wall of Ages. His signature scent is cinnamon, clove, and smoke. His gaze on Bree feels like embers and sparks. He has silver blue ether. He's tall. He has ink black hair that falls over his forehead and curls just below gauged ears. He's unsettlingly beautiful, face is aristocratic and sharp, has high pale cheekbones. He is an early college junior, so he is 18, has full sleeves of tattoos. He was taught by Isaac. He can shapeshift into an owl, and he initially thinks Bree is a Gorukel. He thinks Bree is a mimic demon, okay? But then grows fondness for her at the end. We have Victoria Tor Morgan. She is Legendborn scion of the line of Tristan, which means she is 3rd ranked. She has a blue stone on the Wall of Ages. Her marksmanship and speed and accelerated metabolism are all gifts from Tristan. She's tall, blonde, beautiful and sharp, shiny in all angles. A bit prissy. She's a junior, a rich kid, a legacy, which means her family has gone to school for generations and they donate a bunch of money and have buildings named after them. And she also is the one who called the regents at the end telling them about Bree, and she's a bitch. Moving on, we have Sarah, Sarah, I don't know what her nickname is supposed to be. Sarah is not that long of a name. Griffiths, she is the squire to Victoria. She is Legendborn, A pixie-like girl with short dark hair, large dark eyes. She's half been a swollen from her dad. Her mom comes from money, but the dad doesn't. Mom was a page, but never squired. Dad sworn and pledged as a vassal, and she loves Tor, unfortunately. Felicity Flick Caldwell, which in my personal opinion is the best nickname in this whole book. Anyway, she is a scion to the line of Lamorak. She's 4th ranked. She's strong enough to punch through a boulder and has a temper, all gifts from Lamorak. Her stone on the Wall of Ages is a red stone. She is Legendborn, obviously. She's a curvy, short girl with wavy red hair, a British accent. She's a junior, and she is in a relationship with Russ. Russ Copeland, he is a Legendborn. He's Felicity's squire. He's a tall, lanky boy with cropped brown hair. He's a New Englander, so, think of that accent when he's talking. He has mischievous eyes, a sophomore, and he is in a relationship with Flick. But as we know, he died by Raz killing him in the Ogoth, which is the Cave of the Dragon. Pete Herbert Hood, he is a freshman. He's a scion of Sir Owain. So his powers are he can call upon the Line Familiar to join him in battle, and he has a quarterstaff. He is 7th ranked, and he has a dark yellow gem on the Wall of Ages. James Whitty Whitlock is the squire to William. He is the page to Sarah. He has a stocky build, wild, pale, curly hair. And at the end, he died to Raz at the Ogoth. Greer Leighton Taylor is a vassal to the line of Lamorak, a squire to Pete. They go by they, them pronouns. They are white, page to Russ. They come from 3 generations of pages and 6 generations of vassal service. They're basketball player tall, lean with long muscled arms and legs, have dirty blonde hair, and have brown eyes. Fitzsimmons Solomon Baldwin, scion of the line of boars, which the symbol for that is 3 bands across a circle. They are 11th ranked. Their power is agility. Their stone on the Wall of Ages is a deep orange stone, and they died by an imp in the tunnels on the way to the Ogoth that was called by Raz. Evan Cooper is Charlotte's boyfriend. He is tall with red hair. He is Fitz's squire, played the banjo, and was killed by a Goruchel before the oath was taken, but after the quarry because he knew Bree. William Jeffrey Sitterson. His signature is citrus trees and damp soil. He is the scion of the line of Gawain, so he is Legendborn. His powers are enhanced healing, preternatural strength at midday and midnight. He's just really strong during those 2 hours of the day. And his weapon of choice is dual daggers. He's 12th ranked. He has a green stone on the Wall of Ages. Silver ether. He's a healer, a tall boy with a gentle face, light-colored hair, gray eyes, and happily in love with a mystery person. Von Ledford Schaefer IV. A big vassal to the line of boars. He is page to Fitz, as tall as Nick, broad across the chest and biceps. He has a tanned face and is handsome. He's also racist. And he was promised by Nick's dad to become Nick's squire, but that did not work out. Now did it. Lewis Wallace Dunbar. He's a vassal to the line of Owain. He is a page to Felicity. He's small-framed and thin. Now here are just like some other random characters that I'm going to include because I feel like maybe they'll get mentioned again in the future. Maybe they won't. I don't know. We're just going to have them. So we have Charlotte Shar Simpson. This is a girl that Alice and Bree knew from Bentonville High. She had done 2 years at UNC Chapel Hill's early college program and enrolled as a freshman. Deputy Norris is a white man in his 40s. He is the cop that takes Bree and Alice to campus after the quarry party, and he very clearly knows about the order based off the exchange that he has with Sel and Tor on the side of the road when he pulls over, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry for stopping you. I didn't realize it was you guys." Dr. Dean McKinnon. Dean isn't his first name. Dean is his title. Anyway, former football player look to him. He has broad shoulders. He's like an inch shorter than Bree, so he's 5'7". He has hair shorn close to his temple, and it's graying. We have Craig McMahon. He is a tall boy with brown curly hair, a fourth-year page, and a Legendborn acolyte. Ainsley Edwards is a second-year page. Virginia Edwards is her mother and also racist, and she doesn't make it past the first trial. Carson and Blake are third-year wrestling twins who are pages, and Carson gets out at the second trial. Sydney is Bree's partner in the first trial and also a page. Now we have important side characters. Isaac Klaus Sorensen is Martin Davis's King's Mage. He has silver gray mage flame. He's a Merlin. His stone on the Wall of Ages has deep angry slashes all around it, as if someone tried to claw it out, which now we know they did, because Natasha Kane used to be Dr. Martin Davis's King's Mage, but they clawed that stone out to put Isaac's. He has yellow-red eyes, the color of dying leaves, a pale face, hawkish black brows, pointed top of his ears. So like a elf. Signature is an acrid, cloying smell. His gaze on Bree feels like the sweltering late July heat. He has thin lips, fangs. He taught Cell, and his mesmer is more powerful and works faster than Cell's at his age. Jillian Hanover is a liege. They trained Nick. They're the former scion of Kay. They were never awakened. They were 5th ranked. In their late 30s, taller than Nick, and black short bobbed hair. And they wear a prothesis. Owen Roberts is a squire of the fallen scion of Boars. In their late 30s, tall, broad-shouldered, closely cropped blonde hair. Jillian and Owen are the two lieges who were brought in to train the page class before the 3rd combat trial. And Jillian specifically is the one who trained Bree separately and closely because Nick asked her to, because she is the one who trained Nick growing up. Raz, who is the Goruchel, who took over Evan Cooper before the oath was taken, and he works for his mistress Morgaine. He also killed Whitty, Evan, and Fitz. Lord Dr. Martin Davis is Nick's dad. He's the viceroy of the southern chapter and its territories. He kidnapped Nick. He opened the gates on campus 25 years ago and blamed Natasha, and he's been opening all the gates on campus current time, and he wants to start Camland, and he's a little crazy. Maybe a lot crazy, actually. So now, back to Bree's ancestors, but the bad ones. Paul Michael Reynolds, Samuel Davis, and Lorraine Davis, all from the early 1800s. So Paul Michael Reynolds, he is the scion of line of Lancelot. He is the man who had an affair with Master Davis's wife in Vera's time and has the hair the color of acorns. Samuel Davis, who is Master Davis, he is a scion of the line of Arthur. He owned a plantation, specifically Vera was on that plantation that he owned. Lorraine Davis is Samuel's wife and a blonde lady. Lorraine and Samuel don't have any kids together. Samuel's only kid comes from Vera. And here's just some random information we're given just to have that in case we need it. So, pioneers from Great Britain, the founders of the Order of the Round Table's Carolina Colonial Chapter, 1792, we have Stephen Morgan, Jonathan Davis, Thomas Johnston, Malcolm MacDonald, and Charles Henry. We also know that the Whitlocks are vassals to the line of Tristan, and the McMahons or McMahones, however you pronounce that last name, are vassals to the line of Boers. And another person we're told about, specifically, we're told about this person by Lord Dr. Martin Davis when he's telling Bree how racist he is and how he doesn't want her because he wants to go back to the good old days. This is Knight Moriane. His father was Knight Aglovale, who traveled to the Moorish lands, which after some Googling is supposedly sub-Saharan Africa. His grandfather was King Pellinor. His brother was Lamorak. His mother was a Moorish princess. He was a formidable fighter, tall, strong, skilled in battle, wore a shield and armor, but he didn't join the table because he is not worthy, aka racism. At this point in time, you now have everything that happened in Legendborn, as well as all the characters, where they ended up, what they look like in case you need it, which I really need it. Specifically for Jillian, I don't know why I keep imagining her as a blonde lady. She has black hair. I hope this helps you in whatever you need this for, whether it be just to know what these characters look like so you can imagine them better, whether it be you're farther along in the series and you want to go back and be like, kind of compare, kind of look at their character arc and where they ended up towards the end. Whatever it may be, I hope this was helpful for you, and be sure to look out for the magic video for Legendborn, in which I explain all the random things that they talk about and kind of talk about the magic system. And I will have that out soon, and I will also have this out for Bloodmarked and Oathbound when that comes out. Bloodmarked specifically, I will have that out before Oathbound comes out, but I'm very excited to see where all of our characters end up in Oathbound, and I'm a little scared as well. So thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye!